Yes, we are live again. Hey guys, what's up? I don't got no topic, but I know that the conversation will get interesting once people start showing up. What are we going to talk about today in this bizarre simulation? What do you guys want to say? What do you want to say? Please tell me what to say. I don't know what to say. It's hell. It's a bizarre scripted simulation. We're all being played like puppets in a fucking bizarre stage show. It's a simulation. We're in a weird video game. This reality's stupid. It would have been cool to have had my soul plugged into an experience that was enjoyable. That would have been cool to have an experience that I actually liked and enjoyed. Isn't that weird? That's weird that I would even have a thought like that. To have just wanted an experience that was worth experiencing. That's sad. What a sad reality this reality. It's just a sad reality. It's like a sad shithole. This reality is a sad shithole. Oh well, that sucks. Another day in hell, boys. Boys and girls. Boys and gals. Where is everybody? I should have 150 people watching me by now. It's been 30 seconds and I'm getting angry. I'm just kidding, guys. Thank you guys for showing up. Thank you guys for supporting me. I love you guys. And I wouldn't punch you guys in the neck. I think I said that in the last one. I said, I'll punch you in the neck and then kiss you on your lips. That was a lie. I would not attack you guys if I met you in person. I promise I wouldn't. But yeah, I'm gonna just kind of like chill. Well, I'll say whatever's on my mind until people start showing up and giving me shit to talk about. How's everybody doing today? The three of you bastards watching, how are you all doing? If you guys don't talk, I'm not forcing you to talk. Just wait. Some people that talk will show up. But yep, another day in the simulation. The fucking what can we talk about? Do you guys want to talk about simulation? Do you guys want to talk about yeah, so this reality is a simulation and it's programmed to stay chaotic. It's literally like programmed to fuck up and be chaotic like the way that it is. There is no fixing it. You can't change the programming of human. Maybe you could. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking out of the side of my mouth right now. I just don't think that you could change the way that humans are built. You can't do that. We are literally built to perpetuate the chaos system. Like I said, the two different like in my last video, the two different forms of psychology. People behave different one on one than they do in groups. Um, People have this thing called chemistry where certain people just rub them the wrong way and they could have never did nothing to this person. I have people like that in my life where it's just certain people, they never did nothing wrong to me, or that there's something about them that rubs me the wrong way. So there's always going to be that. You start bringing, like, you can't bring humanity together, and then even if you could bring them together, they're built to be chaotic. So it's unfortunate. It's just unfortunate, really. So you could say, man, if we could just get everybody to know these rules, or if we could just get everybody to sign this petition, if we could just get everybody to throw that plan away, it's not going to work. It's just the way it is. Again, I don't think I'm being pessimistic. I'm just being brutally honest with what I can observe. A lot of people get on a kick where it's like, if everybody just knows what's going on in my head, man, that's real. I'm telling you, just spread this information, spread this information, spread this information. This is what matters. This is what matters. And it's like, have you guys ever seen anything take off and like actually make an effect in reality? I would like to hear some examples of it. Shit don't work that way. Shit just don't work that way. I'll say if it's scripted to be that way, it's going to happen. And if you just are hungry to be that puppet to take on that role that spread the truth, that's fine too. But none of us are going to make it. I'm not going to make some people would say, Chris, you've already made a huge difference. Trust me, man, you've made a difference. Like Shengel tells me, he thinks I've made a big difference in the awakening of consciousness. I just don't know. I mean, I see basically the same people over and over and over again. The community's not growing. It's I'm at this point, I'm just preaching to the same group of people and completely blacklisted from any new people ever finding my channel. Completely blacklisted. I don't show up for people. It's unfortunate, but that's what happens here. But anyways, yep. Another day in the scripted shithole reality. Hopelessness. Why is hope built into the human? Like, why is that even a fucking thing that we could experience or feel? Like, hope. What does that mean? Well, I have hope that God's in control, and I have hope that, and faith that, hope and faith, same, almost basically the same thing. It's just, why are these things entrap humans? The idea of karma entraps humans. Okay, it keeps them stagnant. The same thing religion does. Religion is really good at making people not think. That's what religion does. It keeps them stagnant. Don't move. Stay there. Stay comfortable. Just stay there until the day you die. Stagnant. Karma makes people stagnant. Oh, they'll get theirs in their next life. If I was one of these evil elites, I'd be glad all you fucking peasants believed in karma. You know what I'm saying? Because then you ain't coming to do nothing to me while I'm being evil right in your face. You're hoping that, oh, you know, I'll get my karma in the next one. It makes you stagnant from coming and dealing with the evil. Because you're depending on the universe, the thing that's tormenting everything. You're depending on that to make things right. Oh yeah, there's just this hidden force in the universe that's watching, and they know they were being naughty, and it's gonna get them good. Why do humans always put faith in cartoon characters or entities or karma? You could call it an entity. I mean, they're literally talking about like it watches and it knows and it's going to do this and that. Like, why do you guys always put your faith in these invisible entities? What's wrong with you? Why do you do that? A kid watches cartoons too much and you say, stop watching that. It's going to rot your brains. But your whole life, you believe in a cartoon character that you've never seen. Humans are bizarre to me. They like role playing. It's weird. People are always saying we have to turn to Jesus. Oh God, dude. And that we have to create a relationship with Jesus. Okay, sure. Okay, he'll pick. You know what? They're right. Come on, Jesus. I want this relationship. It fell on deaf ears again. It fell on deaf ears again. You know, people can say, well, you're not doing it right, Chris. You're not a good Christian. Are you bullshit? I did everything right. I did the whole accept Jesus into my heart as my Lord and Savior and all that fucking bullshit that I was told to say. I did all that. Actually, my life got a lot worse. And this reality became a lot more evil and weird and sadistic since I did that, actually. My life didn't get better. Oh, it's because you're a good boy, Chris. That's why this place punishes you. Geez, the gaslighting is thick in this fucking reality. It's a test. It's a school. Just keep taking it up the ass, Chris. And every human in existence. I say Chris because, you know, I'm talking from my perspective, but yeah, it's happening to everybody. This ain't like it's not like I'm preaching all about my life. This is happening to everybody. What sense does it even make that Jesus died? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. But then if you get one of them indoctrinated cult members that we call Christians, they're going to have this weird, again, mysterious type answer that also doesn't make sense to explain that away. Their religion becomes a sort of excuse-making machine to describe away any logic. Logically, that makes no sense, Hill Pit. That makes no sense. What he should have did, instead of him dying for our sins, he should have died all the evilest people in the reality for their sins, so that all the good-hearted people could live in a beautiful realm, not dictated by tyrannical weirdos all the time. That's what he should have did. If anybody was going to die, it should have been all the motherfuckers that were the most evilest, sinful ones. Oh, but then you would have died too, Chris, because you're sinful. You said a curse word or whacked your winky or what? Shut up. I'm talking about real evil. Real evil. What up, Meds? So why are we here? That's a good question. If for something else is entertainment, Meds, that's the best answer I can give you. If a character, an AI sentient character in the video game Grand Theft Auto 7, or whatever the new one is, I can't remember the numbers anymore, but if you had asked him, why are we here, as another AI character next to him, what could he say to you? For something else's entertainment. That's the best answer he could give you. But really, the answer could be for no reason. If you're not being played by the gamers, you're sort of just a side character. So you can say, even in the big story of things, why are we here if you're not being played by them? To be tormented and suffer, and then we die. Electronic entities mess with us. They arrive, they play games with your life. Things will pop around you like electrical pops. That's their presence. They hate people like me. They're constantly fucking with me, and they don't like me. And I don't pay too much attention. They don't do a good job with the intrusive thoughts, but they do a good job with all the other shit that they can do. The energy drain and all the fucking bullshit they can do. Do you ever watch videos how to escape the soul trap? Yeah, I've seen probably hundreds of videos of how to escape the soul trap, but it's always being told from the perspective of somebody that hasn't done it themselves. How to escape a soul trap. First off, if you've got my soul trapped, that contradicts itself. There's no escaping it. It's trapped. So, but I don't think you can trap a soul, but I don't think this is a soul trap. It feels like a soul trap once you're conscious, because you're just a meaningless character in something else's design or game or simulation. It feels like a soul trap, but it's not a soul trap. You're a character in a game, randomly generated character. What are we supposed to do after ignoring the light? How the fuck could anybody ever answer that, Hill Pit? If I tried to answer it, you do know it's just going to be my opinion, because I was never confronted with this situation. How can I talk on it for real and be taken as a credible source in any capacity? I don't fucking know. What if there is nothing but the light? What if it's just void everywhere, and then there's this light? I mean, are you really just going to go lost into the void? Are you just going to stand there and wait? Like, what do you? I don't know. I was never confronted with this situation. So what I would do, Hill Pit, just in my opinion, would be see if I have this ability, like astral projectors say, is to create realities while you're in this disembodied state, and create your own reality, create a protective bubble around it, try to sit with yourself, sit with your thoughts, see if memories come back to you. Probably something like that. I would go into a defensive mode. I mean, if there's nowhere else to go, I would try to create my own reality. If I can't do that, and like I'm just stuck again, what choice do I have if I'm stuck on a linear path anyways? I don't even get to choose if I want to participate or coexist with these entities. I'm just in their situation. I'm just in their drama, and they're directing traffic and saying go this. So it's like, what's going on? I didn't even want to hang out with you things. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why is this even happening? Brian 360 wrote, I'm trapped. Yeah, Brian, I think we all are. Be real. I despise every second of this existence. Not every second, but I despise a lot about it. Not every second. There's some things that are all right. Like I'm enjoying the past 14 minutes and 44 seconds I've been talking to you guys. So, I mean, there's some things I enjoy still, but man, it's hard. Like, I actually got T playing fucking Project Ascension. He's enjoying the game enough to be playing it. You know what I'm saying? And I just, as fucking cool as it would be to get on there and play the game with T, and like I just have no urge to play video games anymore. My life's just different now. I don't know. I can't even get into it. Video games are a complete waste. I don't know. Just I don't know. I've just lost my interest in them. I'm just not a gamer anymore. What are we supposed to do? I'm trying. Be okay. No amount of food, drugs, alcohol can give any cope anymore. Yeah, Viru, you are what would be considered like completely miserably depressed, and for good reason. That's actually a healthy mental reaction to a conscious person's situation. I mean, there's nothing wrong with you. That's a normal mental reaction, especially when you become conscious you're in hell or like trapped in a simulation or whatever. It's a dark realm. You're going to get hella like negativity and depression in your mind. You're going to say it sounds shallow or cipher like, but I would say go plug into the matrix. I don't know what sort of eases your mind, Viru, but you need a mental break from just thinking about this shit. If walking in the sun on the beach barefooted makes you just feel a little 10% better, you need to go and do that. You need to do something in the matrix, because you're going to drive yourself into a misery pit. I mean, you already have. It's just going to get worse, though. It's going to keep going. Well, actually, I say it, but truth is, you'll eventually, your mind will either snap and you'll end up offing yourself, or your mind will snap and you will transform into a different type of person. What up, Dad? How you doing, dude? What up, Cosme? What up, Matt? Too old? Who's too old, bro? Are you too old? For what? Fuck all that old talk shit, bro. I don't like that old people talk shit. I'm too old to do that. Like, nah, fuck that. I'll do that better than one of them young motherfuckers. There is a video that says that we have to reach enlightenment before we die, or we don't have a choice but to reincarnate. Do you believe in this? Hell no, because it's illogical and stupid. Imagine me telling you better get enlightenment in this life, in this realm that actually cuts off free thinking. It doesn't promote it, but you better find enlightenment in that bizarre shithole realm where you better hold down a job and support yourself and struggle and worry and bills and blue. You better find enlightenment in that realm. Why'd you throw me in here to find enlightenment? That's like throwing me into a dumpster and telling me to find God in that motherfucker. That makes no sense to me. And then on top of it, it's like, then you're going to wait. So when I reincarnate, am I going to remember all the shit I've seen? Am I going to be in like my life number 2 now? Like Chris as this person now? No, you're going to wipe my mind? What the fuck? Then you really don't want me to find enlightenment. You're like playing games with me. So everything eventually gets boring and dull. Yeah, pretty much, meds. So if you're so I feel like this is a fair warning. If you're walking the path of truth, you're walking straight into hell. You're walking straight into a mental prison. People say the truth sets you free, maybe in the long run, but in observable reality, it actually enslaves you further. If you don't want to feel like you're trapped in somebody else's creation, some prison, mind, soul trap, hell realm, stay away from the truth. Go and watch sports, eat fucking hot dogs, and whack your winky. I don't know what to tell you. Enjoy life the best you can, because going into truth is going to lead you straight into hell. The path is nothing but hot coals and broken glass, and you're barefoot walking on that motherfucker. And it's just going to traumatize you. And you're either going to snap again and off yourself, like plenty of people in this community already have, or you're going to snap and change into a different type of person. You're too old for video games. Yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah. Maybe that's it, Matt. I don't know. It's like I just turned 40 and lost like one of my most loved passions in life. That's weird. I mean, I don't see it happening to a lot of people. Like if somebody had a passion for collecting baseball cards, they're like 87 years old with no teeth, waddling around, still showing their, look, I got the original Babe Ruth card. They're still excited about it. They don't get too old for it. It's just weird that happened. But it's what's interesting is I sort of asked for it to happen too. So I guess be careful what you ask for. I sort of asked for that to happen. I said, I don't care about none of this shit no more. I take everything away that I enjoy. I want the truth. And this reality conformed to what I asked it, and it showed me the truth. It didn't happen in the way I enjoyed it or was expecting it to happen, but it happened. Everything just sucks. Yes. Not everything. Again, I mean, there's some things, especially if you're young and you enjoy video games. If you still enjoy them, enjoy it. If you enjoy paddle boarding, enjoy it. If you enjoy kayaking, enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? If you enjoy animals, man, go enjoy animals. Go to the fucking zoo or, well, that's probably going to depress you because they're all in prison, but, or go out somewhere where there's wild ducks and feed the ducks or manatees or whatever. Video games are gay. Video games are awesome. We're all in prison, so it is nice to have some sort of leisure time. Video games are one of the best ways to pass the time, in my opinion. It beats watching TV or shows because it's interactive. You're participating. You're not just watching it, It's crazy how manipulated we are. Yes, it is, Cosme. Our whole reality was scripted right from the beginning. So, yeah, it's really crazy how manipulated we are. Absolutely. Now I'm playing video games. People think. So I made this comment and said, "You don't have free will." I said, "You have the same amount of free will that a prisoner has at the commissary table, choosing between a Twinkie or a donut." And so somebody commented to me, they're like, "Yo, you sound like an inmate. You done time, bro. After that comment you made, you sound like no, I've never done time. I've been a JDC. I've been arrested a bunch of times, but a lot of it was just stupid shit, fighting and getting into trouble around the neighborhood, but nothing like super serious. But I mean, I got the felony. I went to JDC, but I never got locked up in jail or prison. But no, it's like, no, I'm not over here trying to be a fucking prison dude. I made that example because they're still in prison, right? Like if sorry, but the reason that the example works is because just because they can choose between the Twinkie and the donut at the commissary table doesn't mean they're any less of a prisoner. That's why that analogy works. It wasn't about like it's crazy how many. Yeah, nah, I'm playing video games forever. I hope so. Meds, enjoy that shit while you love it. Give me the donut. Yeah, I'd probably take a donut. So well, can I choose the donut? Well, if it's prison, it's probably either gonna be like, who knows, like just a fucking. It'd be a piece of toast with powdered sugar on it. That would be the prison donut. Some cinnamon. I'm sorry, bro. What would the Twinkie be? The Twinkie, the prison Twinkie, who knows what that would be? You just wouldn't want to eat it though. A prison Twinkie would be half a Twizzler. They cut a Twizzler in half and give you one half of it. I'm sorry, bro. If I had to choose between a Twinkie, yeah, I'd probably go with a donut, especially if it's a cream filled donut, the pudding type of cream though, not that custard cream. I don't like that icing, cake icing type of cream. That's disgusting to put inside of a donut. But the pudding kind is real good. I did 5 years on manufacturing. 5 years on manufacturing. What do you mean? Manufacturing what? Sorry, my machine got weird. What the hell? What the hell? I'm so sick of these fucking machines getting weird. Drugs. Oh my God. Dude, I did 5 years on manufacturing. Marijuana? Really? Oh my God. Was it rough dead inside? Did you have a rough go in there? Damn, you got locked up for 5 years over some weed? Oh my God. That's like throwing somebody into a pit of wolves because they fucking like did some little silly shit, bro. It's like unbelievable. Oh, he was selling marijuana. So what? Jesus Christ, get a life, you fucking weirdos. You're gonna throw the dude in prison for 5 years? The fuck's wrong with you? Anyways, You know, you had an easy fucking stick. Not everybody gets an easy stick in there. I've heard some fucking horror stories, bro. People that sell you this reality is all love and light. Go watch some prison stories. Go watch some prison stories, and then yeah, it's all love and light. Like, okay, please stop showing me the whites of your eyes. You're fucking losing your mind over there, Mister or Mrs. It's love and light. If you mind your own business, they don't fuck with you. I'm less than dead inside. I don't know. Sometimes they fuck with you, dead. Are you a bigger guy? Maybe you're intimidating, and they didn't fuck with you. There's a lot of kids out there, people that go into prison that they don't want no problems, but they get problems. It don't work every time to just mind your business. I do know a lot of guys are in there. Just I hear that too. A lot of guys just doing my bid. Leave me alone. You know, I'm just doing my bid. But I hear a lot of fucked up shit. 6'2", 250-pound stack. Well, yeah, that might be why nobody was fucking with you. And that's not a guarantee that nobody's gonna fuck with you, because you know big guys get. I mean, it don't matter how big you are, even if you're 6'8", 300-pound stacked. It's still hard to fight 5'6" guys. You know, actually at 6'8", 300 pounds, you should be able to fuck up at least 3 or 4 motherfuckers before they get you. Like, and then it's a 2-on-1. You probably could just like start choking motherfuckers at that point. But being that big, yeah, even a group of guys, they all better be big guys. But it ain't like they come in with small guys either, too. That's another thing, too. Like a lot of times the bad guys show up, they're really big motherfuckers, too. I heard stories about this prisoner who basically became famous in Florida prisons, and his name his name was Big Mama Hurt. And the reason that, well, anyways, no, I'm not going to tell that story anyways, but just anyway, I heard a lot of stories about Big Mama Hurt, and it's not friendly what he does. And this dude was actually so big. He was so big of a guy that they ended up, all the people that he traumatized in there, they ended up teaming up against him in the weight room, and they ended up dropping 50-pound dumbbells on his head like multiple times to kill him. All the guys that he R-worded, and he was just a weird dude. Big Mama Hurt was a weird dude. I'll just put it to you like this. Think about it like this. For you to be some guy in prison, like how the fuck would I know about you? But to be so weird while you're in prison that there's stories about you outside of prison, you must take the cake as a special kind of fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like you you must take the cake as a special kind of fucked up. Like you make a dude that was abused since he could breathe oxygen look at you with his eyebrows crooked. You know what I'm saying? Like, anyway, I'm pretty cool though. People like me or pretend to. Really big guys. So again, I think I always joke. I always say that my father must have beat intimidation out of me, because I've actually never experienced intimidation from another kid. No matter how big they are, no matter how many of them there are, I never feel intimidation. I felt it all when I was a kid. I know exactly what intimidation feels like, but I stopped feeling it a long time ago. I'm not intimidated by anybody, so the whole size thing. But I still have logic. So there was this dude that came into the restaurant I was working at. This was the biggest man I've ever seen in my life. I don't think I ever seen somebody that big. I've never seen somebody. He looked like a character out of you guys ever see the Figure Four? Is that their name? The Figure Four? No, not the Figure Four. It's the the Fantastic Four. He looked like the Rock dude. Like this dude literally looked like that. I mean, I've never seen a human that big. I thought, dude, if this guy stood next to like Jay Cutler or Ronnie Coleman, he would be bigger than them. I mean, and he was just a middle-aged, kind of chubby, just the biggest. So even though I'm not intimidated by him, I still can look at him and go, that's going to be a hard dude to deal with. Like if he got violent in the restaurant, and obviously they always would come to me to deal with people. Chris, good. There's a good. So they would deal. I have to deal with that dude. That's a hard motherfucker to deal with. that dude's upper arm was bigger than my torso. I've never seen a human that big. I didn't even know motherfuckers could get that big. I didn't even know people's bodies could get that big. I just remember seeing this dude and thinking, Jesus fucking, what the fuck is this? Is this a human being? What is this, an alien? He wasn't even like ripped. He was just huge. I mean, just huge. He had to weigh 500 pounds. He had to weigh 450 at least. Actually, he might have been 500 pounds or so. I don't know. I just never seen somebody that big. The fucking motherfucker, dude. And he's walking out all casually carrying his tray. He like does the garbage thing. I had to see it. I'm like, dude, this guy got wheels on him too. And I lean forward and look, dude, this guy's fucking calves. And of course, you're carrying around a fucking a farm animal all day. This motherfucker's calves were this big around, bro. I ain't even bullshitting. People exaggerate. His calves were this big around. I've never seen somebody that big. I was like, how is this possible? I should have got out my phone and taped the motherfucker. People say, what the fuck was that? Was that even a human? Is this a bodysuit? I'm pretty cool, though, people. You don't want attention, just be fucking cool. I'm usually pretty cool. One of my dope plugs is 7'3". Gee, that's a big man. That's a big man. That's where you start getting into that weird territory, bro. That's like weirdly big. When I start to like literally lean back to see your face, that's weird, dude. Like, come on, can you go sit down somewhere? Gigantor. Dope is in a real drug. Nah, he's probably just talking about weed. He endorsed me, which feels weird to me. Well, that's how a lot of guys that are, you could say, short or 5'6", 5'7", probably feel next to you. Like, look at this fucking tall weirdo over here, 6'2". So the tallest person I ever known was 6'10", like where I would associate with them all the time. His name was Mr. Keys. He was like my middle school, I don't know what to call, correction. No. He just like walked around and broke up fights and shit. Bro, when this dude would grab your head, he would grab your head like this and his whole hand would wrap around your face. I mean, you're a kid. You're in middle school and this dude's 6'10". He was huge. 6'10". That's what he would always say. Mr. Keys, how tall are you, man? I'm 6'10". Boy, I told you I'm 6'10". I hear him say that shit all the time. Yeah, it is. There's an awkwardness that comes when I'm next to a really large man. It is. There is an awkwardness. I don't like the way it feels. You're on it tonight? On what? Oh, y'all are going back and forth. Never mind. Sun. Fuck yeah, dead inside. Go get some sun, bro. Too friggin' expensive. Everything in reality is too expensive right now. I don't know if any human has noticed, but the rich are literally trying to destroy the economy and the poor and the middle class. And at this point, I don't know if I should be fighting against them or cheering them on. Again, I have no say-so in what happens in this scripted, bizarre shit show. I just kind of kick back and watch it happen or don't watch it happen, depending on how I feel that day. People are asking me about like the Charlie Kirk thing or the girl that got stabbed. And Chris, did you look in? I don't look into shit anymore. I don't want to see videos that are gory anymore, for sure. If I don't have to watch them, I'm not going to watch that shit. People are saying it was staged, it was fake. You know, this was faked and staged, and it's like, well, why do you? It's all. This whole reality is faked and staged. That's just a micro version of what's the macro that's happening. Blow makes one feel dead inside. Not me, Viru. For me, cocaine did absolutely nothing to me. I did it multiple times too. I tried it. When I first started smoking weed, I smoked weed twice and nothing happened to me. The third time I smoked, I got high. So I thought maybe that's what cocaine was doing to me. But by, the 6th, 7th, 8th time I tried it, I was like, okay, I'm just wasting people's money now. Like, because it would always be like my boy John, just try a bum bag. I'm telling you, I stay sober, nothing happens. And he'd give me it and I'd do it and nothing would happen. I felt zero on cocaine. Like just the most useless waste of money, in my opinion. But John loved it. Just so you guys know, John also grabbed his chest and died at 37 years old. So be careful. He didn't do it a lot. He might have done coke like once or twice in a year, but he loved it. It doesn't matter. Script will dictate what's what and who the fuck is who. Yep, that's true. Dead inside, I agree. What about the mezzo? What do you mean? The mezzo? What do you mean, Matt? Mezzo? What's that? Mezzoline? What is mezzo? 67. No, I don't know. I'm out of the loop. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what you are saying. Why do you say these things? Who says 67? For what do they say this? Why do you say it? Yeah, I learned my African accent actually from Diablo. I always thought that was one of the funniest sounding accents is the African accent, but I learned a lot of mine from fucking playing the witch doctor on Diablo. You die. You die. Agreed, Viru. Many things do. Wait until you realize you're simulated. Like, really get it. And Michael Blackson, because he himself is also good at acting a funny African accent. He puts it on. He puts it on. Micro, meso, macro. Oh, I don't even know what the fuck meso is, Matt. I know about micro and macro. I mean, my brain gets that. What's meso? Was that like the in-between state? Is that the gray area between the micro and the macro? What's meso? I still remember what you said to me, Matt, you son of a bitch. You hurt my feelings when you said it. Do I need to remind you what you said to me? You wrote, you're tempting me to call the plug. Oh, I'm sorry. Or me? Am I tempting you? I don't mean to, bro. I'm sorry. Dude, you said, I'm gonna tell you what you said, Matt. I'm just kind of trolling, but I mean, I still remember it was kind of funny. You're like, Zam, if me and you were ever standing there fucking naked, I would just look at you and nod and raise my eyebrows and go, mm-hmm, because I knew I'd have a bigger dick than you. I was like, bitch, fuck you, man. You fucking pissed me off so bad when you said that, Matt. Jesus Christ, that's hilarious. You remember? Do you remember that shit, bro? I was like, fuck you, man. You hurt my feelings. I have penis envy, bro. Dude, I got exposed. I got exposed to porn when I was like fucking 6 years old. So I was looking at like, man, I've got a really small dick, bro. Penis envy shit got put into me real young, bro. Like, and then everybody in school, like everything was about the size of dick. I bet you have a small dick. I bet you have like got torn. Like, oh my god, I have a small dick. I'm like looking at pornos. They got these big giant fucking hammers. I'm like this little fucking 6-year-old kid. I got a little tiny winky. The fuck? Yeah, dude. You broke my heart. Meanwhile, I'm over there telling you to be good to your old lady, telling you to be more sweet to her and kind to her. Bro. See, guys, my gaming buddies even all fucking tormented me. The abuse didn't stop. My gaming buddies tormented me. I actually probably tormented you guys, man. I started bitching and moaning. And, bro, WoW became a fucking shitty game. I just hated that shit. All I started doing is complaining. The Hell Realm finds you everywhere. Yeah, it sure does. So, man, I'm actually confused. Like, so you hear a lot of my crazy ass philosophies. I mean, would you say that I'm making sense? Would you say that, yeah, Chris, you're kind of on the money with that? Or would you say, Chris, I'll take it, bro. I don't mind criticism, constructive criticism. I don't mind. If someone's just being a critic for no reason, it's like, bro, leave me alone. Like, but constructive criticism, I just wouldn't imagine. You were always one I could sit and talk with. I'll say that. You always had a brain in you. But I just didn't think that you would even be interested in a stream like where I'm talking about my type of philosophies and how this is a hell realm or simulation or soul trap, whatever the fuck's going on here. But I'm super glad you come around, dude. I wish I still game though, bro. If I was playing fucking what the hell was his name? I don't think there's a human being in existence that played him as much as me, and I can't remember his fucking name. Damn, what the hell was his name in Heroes, the one I used to hatch you guys with? It's an A. It's an A name. It's Man, that's gonna piss me off. Somebody's gonna say it before I could look it up. Heroes of the Storm hat character. Abathur. There it is. Damn, I love that name. Abathur, bro. I wish I was still a gamer. I'll go play Abathur and hat people. I used to love Abathur, bro. I used to piss them off so bad, like, because they'd be thinking I'd be like pushing on the hat lane, and like, no, I'm doing a lot more than that. I'd be fucking with the middle lane, the top lane. I'd be hatting the bottom lane. I'd just be tormenting the whole battlefield. I loved Abathur. J-Fun champion to hell. Yeah, dude, I loved Abathur. And I would always pay attention to their stealth characters too. I mean, if I'm laning and just playing out there and hatting, I'd always see all the stealth motherfucker went midfield. I'd go right to a mid guy or hat one of my fucking bugs and knock them out every time, bro. Knock them out every time. It was just I used to torment the enemy team. People hated me on every. You know, people used to curse me out on that motherfucker for real. They'd actually like send me messages like, "Think you're fucking good at that character, bitch." They would say, "Let me, bitch. I bet you I'll beat you one-on-one, Abathur, or against you in Abathur." And I sometimes would accept their games. Sometimes they'd invite me to these games, and I would play Abathur and beat their ass there too. But then they just keep cursing me out. Think you're fucking good? Like, yeah, I do. On this character, I do. You got me jumping on Lily or something. I'm not going to be that good. But on Abathur, yeah, I'm pretty good, buddy. That's why you're mad right now, you fucking idiot. If I was just some nobody not tormenting your team, you wouldn't even care about me. You're only talking shit to me because I fucked you guys up, you idiot. You're projecting your insecurities onto me. But to your other question, I think there's truth in all lived realities. Who am I to say someone else is? Oh. Who am I to say something? Do I have on? Oh, I didn't have on live chat. I don't think it matters. I haven't turned on live chat and seen comments that I missed. At least in a long time, I haven't. Oh, I just did. Ask Crackerstan's comment was missing. Unless you go to live chat, you won't see Ask Crack's comment. Unbelievable, these motherfuckers. To play the Dookie game or not to play the Dookie game? That is the question. I think there's truth in all lived realities. Who am I to say someone else is wrong in that regard? Do I agree with everything? Nah, but I agree with a chunk of it. Fuck yeah. Okay, that's about the type of answer I was expecting. Fuck yeah. Dude, Matt, did you play Red Dead Redemption 2? Bro, that is a great game. I mean, if you like story and you like getting attached to characters and, you know, breaking your heart, the online version, not the story version. Oh, all right. I'm going to say nothing. But it was a good game because I actually already entered my, like, I'm not enjoying video games state. And I was still able to play Red Dead Redemption throughout the game. I mean, it did feel like it took forever, man. I mean, I felt like it took me 100 hours to beat the fucking game, man. I just felt like, man, this is a long game. And I just did story. I didn't do none of the extra shit. I didn't go hunting or bounty hunting or rob trains or none of that shit. I just fucking did the story. And just that took like, it felt like 2 weeks. Probably one of the greatest single player games ever made from what I've heard about it. Oh, Red Dead, dude, it's so good. It's so good. It's so fucking good, bro. I would even go as far as saying if you enjoy watching people play games or whatever, streams, watch somebody else play the game through. It's just such a good game. But Grandia 2 was an amazing game on a Dreamcast. And dude, there's a lot of great games. If you like story and shit, there was a lot of great games on PS1, actually. A lot of the RPGs on PS1 were amazing. Like Vagrant Story and Lunar Silver Star Story. Like a lot of the RPGs on PS1 had a great story. What would I say was, dude, I would say, so I felt like the Mass Effect game that I played. I don't know if I played 1 and 2, but I felt like those were great games story-wise. The funnest MMO I had, MMO story-wise, was the Star Wars one, Knights of the Old Republic, or no, not Knights of the Old Republic, whatever. The MMO Star Wars game, that's fun. If you're playing that with a buddy, if you're in the scenes, because in that game, when you make decisions, it goes into your light bar or your evil bar, just like in the movie. And your character changes; they look more evil the more evil decisions you do. And it was funny because I was playing, I think I was playing a light character, and my brother Dimitri was playing the dark character, and we had come into this one scene, and this dude like, I mean, it's funny, it's hilarious, but this Jedi was like strapped. Now we were both playing Sith. I was playing a light Sith, and he was playing a dark Sith. So you could be a Jedi and be a dark Jedi or a light Jedi, but I was being a Sith. But I was a good guy Sith, and he was a bad guy. And we came up on this fucking Jedi, and he was strapped to like a hospital bed, and he's like, "No, let me go, let me go." And we enter the cutscene, and he's like, "What shall we do to extract information from him?" And then in this dialogue, it was my turn to make a decision, and I was like, I don't know, this doesn't seem right or something. I chose the light decision because it didn't. They were, I think they were torturing the dude, but. And then like he's like, yeah, maybe whatever. But we know he's on their team and we captured him. And then he asked my brother, like, and my brother was like basically cooked this poor motherfucker to death. He's like, if there's information in it, he chose the dark dude decision. I'll get it out of him. And he like started like evil side shocking this dude. And the dude's literally like strapped to the table, like, oh no. My brother's like, killing this motherfucker. And I'm like, man, what are you doing? But it was because it worked that way. It was really fun to level with my brother. It's fun. That's a fun MMO to do one playthrough or a couple. I mean, if you enjoy it that much. What the hell's the name of that game? Knights of the Old, no, Star Wars. Yeah, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Isn't that what it's called? But anyways, it's fun when you do it like that, when you're playing with somebody. Or it'd be fun if you were both evil or if you were both good, even. I'm really learning a lot about psychology from a book I'm reading right now, Trauma and Recovery by Judith Herman, MD. I can't read books, Matt. I'm waiting for them to get to the point where I can just push a button and upload the book into my consciousness. Then I'll read some books probably. Very interesting take on PTSD. What is the take? Can you do like a nutshell explanation of it? Final Fantasy VII was my favorite growing up. Tifa or Aerith? I've got to look them up. I'm pretty sure I really liked Tifa when I played the game, but isn't she like much closer to you in the game? What did Aerith look like? I can't remember. I'd have to go look them up. I would choose Tifa based on just my memories. But I heard Final Fantasy III was like one of the better. There's a Final Fantasy that I never played. It was either like 3 or 5, one of them. But it had the most complex character building in an RPG of that era. And I never played that. And that's my thing. I like playing different builds and trying different builds out. That's my thing if I'm playing an MMO. It better have good talent trees and shit where I can experiment. What game is this? Sounds dope. Oh, the MMO, the Star Wars MMO. Hold on, let me just look it up. Star Wars MMO. Star Wars The Old Republic. Yeah, that's what it's called. Star Wars The Old Republic. It's a great game. Okay, it's an MMO by trade, you could say, but it really is a decent single player playthrough too. I would say it's a great game to play through once. At least. It's a great game. I remember the game Jade Empire was similar, choosing good and evil. Yeah, I remember Jade Empire. Jade Empire was just so damn clunky. After playing World of Warcraft, that's actually what made it hard to get into other MMOs. They all seemed sort of clunky or stationary. The combat didn't seem as fluid. Well, right now, where I'm at, it's kind of the origins of psych and female hysteria and how they discover PTSD through lived experiences and have a lot of it is fractured memories. Pierre Janet was a G. So I don't know. I think it imprints onto the brain. So I think that here's what I think. I think that our brain learns to avoid pain And that's an extreme version of it. That's been imprinted. It's an exaggerated, almost like traumatized version of what I'm saying. So after Marley died, my brain and heart learned to not love dogs anymore. That just ripped my heart out. And it took me a year and a half, almost 2 years, to get close to Gracie, because my brain learned this is not. So I think that, like PTSD, they learn, it gets like imprinted onto them, the things that they fear, and they just behave fucked up. They keep saying that new RPG released this year called Expedition 33 is a great game. I had gotten that game. I played it for about 5 minutes. I came to the conclusion that it is a great game in that 5 minutes, and then never played it again. But yeah, if you're still a gamer, go check that out. That seemed like it would be a really good game. Goes into how Freud was a revisionist on a lot of sexual PTSD both young and old women experienced, discredited them as time went on because of them would experience sexual deviancy psychology. It was, isn't it Freud that's like really into the sexual aspects of our psychology? Wasn't that Freud? I don't know. I actually took, when I was in college, I took abnormal psych. I took Psych 101. But I do remember, man, one of them was just everything this dude talked about was about sex. And I understand it's one of the most relatable subjects. Every human being experiences horniness, sexuality, blah, blah, blah. But man, it's like, man, everything. I think it was Freud. I was like, man, this motherfucker just talking about some sex. He was talking about like having sex with people's moms and shit, like his own mom. Or he was saying, like, I remember I was reading something. He was saying, like, something about like a son wants to have sex with his own mom. And I was like, oh, what the fuck? And he's like, because he wants to dominate his father. Or he had said somebody said, I'm like, what the fuck is this motherfucker talking about? What up, monster? Implicate versus realized. You can't move past the trauma if it's implicate. Realized you can address it and move on. Yeah, but isn't it weird how we can have a trauma inside our brain tormenting us for years and years unrealized? Isn't that bizarre? The brain's great way of hiding the most important information from you to fix you. Most people with PTSD have fragmented memories, can't remember everything. Oh yeah, that's true. Rest in peace to Marley. Yeah, she was just the greatest fucking dog ever, dude. The most sweet, gentle. She was just a big galumper. She was goofy. She was amazing. I love Marley. Charcot, who basically was the pillow of how psych started and tutored Freud. I remember reading some of the dude that Freud learned from. That's the real OG, bro. When I read his shit, I was like, bro, this motherfucker's on point. This dude's a genius. And he was that smart way back when humans were fucking retarded. Through studying hysteria and using hypnosis. Really? Hey, talking about games, I'm working on a project right now. Monster, if you need any BGM, let me know. Let me know what styles you want, bro. I'll email them to you. Any background music, bro, you let me know. Or if you need voiceovers, like if you watch my video I made, the AI visual, that's for people that use VO. That's just me being helpful to people that use AI programs. But if you go watch that, if you hear the voiceover, like that's naming all the things, I could do that for you if you want. All I have to do is type a prompt into Suno, something like deep, demonic, evil voice. And I'll just say the things you need in the voice. It could be 100 different things. That could be the song, him just saying these things. And then I break it down. It costs 10 credits. It's easy. And I can get just the voice. Because even if you say voice only, it'll still want to add like a woo or like some bell. It does it to get credits out of you, but I can cut the voice only out of it and then chop it up. And then you could put those on things if you want. Liu King. Johnny Cage, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, like shit like that. Arthur Schopenhauer and Friedrich Nietzsche. Now, dude? There was one dude that I hate reading outside of school. I don't do it. And even in school, I didn't do it, which probably explains some of my grades. I just can't do it. I just can't fucking do it. But so there was one psychologist that I read that I was like, okay, this dude's depressed and miserable, but he's one of the realest motherfuckers I've ever heard. He's telling the real truth. A lot of people don't like the real truth. I love Huffing Jenkin. Also reading Thomas Jefferson, The Art of Power. Guy was a G. Really? Thomas Jefferson? Thomas Jefferson? I heard Abraham Lincoln was a G, bro. I heard he was a fucking wrestler in high school and used to beat people up. I remember Raiden's crazy yelling move. Dude, who doesn't? Kyung, anybody? That's funny you say that because you're little always reminded me of Raiden. Your name and your little tag thing, your visual avatar always reminded me of Raiden. But anyways, yeah, everybody that played remembered that yabba dabba doo fucking shit he would scream out, bro. It was like, what the fuck? I used to sit there and just watch the game for Raiden to do his fucking move, bro. People would be fucking holding back. Dude, you know what I remember, Kyung? Tiger, 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 tiger. I fucking hated Saget, bro. That's literally all that motherfucker did. That's literally all that motherfucker did when you were trying to beat the game was tiger the fuck out of you. And he was huge. He would tiger and it would already be halfway across the screen when it was coming at you. Big old fucking gay Saget. It's funny that his name rhymes with, anyways, he was definitely a gay character though. Actually, I thought he was one of the baddest looking dudes in Street Fighter, but he was annoying. If you were fighting the computer, way back in the day when an MMO was you sitting on the couch with your brother and your buddy, and you're going, okay, your turn, and passing the controller. That was the original MMO. I live in Abe's city? What? What do you mean? What do you know about Abe, bro? Oddworld. What do you know about Oddworld, man? That's Abe, bro. Dude, your dog just died? No, Marley died a few years ago now. Probably about 3 years ago. It's been about 5-6 years ago now. Notes on the state of Virginia was fascinating. Really? Dude, Mortal Kombat theme song was one of my favorite songs. They played. Oh, dude, I remember. I used to love that shit too, Kazak. I loved it too. Test your might. Test your might. Mortal Kombat. I'm sorry, tiger uppercut. Yeah, and then in the later versions, they gave that motherfucker a tiger uppercut and a tiger knee. So all you heard was tiger, tiger, tiger knee, tiger uppercut, tiger, tiger, tiger knee, tiger uppercut. Like, bro, I'm like a fucking tiger shoved my fucking foot up this motherfucker's ass, bro. Saget was really tough with his tiger and tiger uppercut. Yo, you know who the most troll character was actually Vega, bro. If you knew how to do his little down for 2 seconds up attack, bro, he was overpowered. That motherfucker was overpowered, bro. I didn't even realize how overpowered he was, but until years later, I remember Saget also tiger uppercut. Vega was annoying. Yeah, flipping and joining. Yeah, dude. If you're playing against a real player that knows how to use Vega in a sort of cheap kind of way, yeah, it's overpowered. He could just keep doing that move and fucking there's like really no way to dodge it. And he like which side he lands on is random. It's dictated by randomness, so you can't really figure it out. And to land the counter is almost impossible. He's just an annoying little bitch. Guy knew everything about every inch of the state, flora and fauna. He had huge, I read lung. He had huge commentary about agrarian society that they lived in and an insight about the coming industrial revolution. Interesting. City he grew up in. Oh, in Abe City. Oh, you live in the city that motherfucker grew up in? What? Get the fuck out of here, bro. Are you being for real? Are you for real? Also, try huffing Jenkum. It's so rad. What the hell is Jenkum? Dude, I'm not a fan of huffing drugs, bro. You guys remember that duster shit back in the day? The fucking Wawa drug? Your voices get all deep. Hey guys, it's me. And then you fucking be like, whoa, you feel you like literally feel your brain going retarded. Sagat is one of the most powerful fighters in that game. His moves were hard to. Yeah, he was a bitch, bro. I hated Sagat. And that motherfucker could punch you from halfway across screen. He was like a bigger, more jacked version of fucking Dalsim. That motherfucker kick you from 20 yards away. Yeah, well, so could Sagat. The dude's 9 feet tall. Passing the controller was the first. Haha, bro, memories. Thank you. Yeah, I miss it, bro. I miss it. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start a fucking gamers club. I'm gonna create a gaming room where there's a big, giant, comfortable, like 4 or 5 seater fucking long couch. Where a bunch of dudes in their 40s that are going bald, like I remember the old days. We come, we meet. One dude's got his cardboard box with his Super Nintendo in it. Another dude's got his Sega Genesis. He's also got his 32X and his Sega CD in the same box. And we'll all meet up and be nerds and fucking take turns on Street Fighter or play split screen Mario Kart, bro. I'll fucking dominate you all. If you played me in Halo 1, I would eat your soul. I'd beat you so bad, you would ask me to marry you when I was done. Ryu is the one who gave Sagat the massive scar on his chest. What? Was it from his Hadouken? Huffing stuff can cause major hallucinations, but it's very short. Those chemicals aren't worth it. I loved NBA Jam. Chung, are you kidding me? When I was on fire, bro, I used to swish that motherfucker. And the ball on fire used to look so cool. Those were so fun in the early 90s. Bro, I used to love I wasn't even into sports. I could give two shits about basketball or whatever. But I loved NBA Jam, bro. That was my jam. NBA Jam, I played that. There was a hockey game that was super fun. I think it was called like 96 hockey or 93 hockey, and then you could get in a fist fights on there and punch the other dude's head off, dude. Not actually punch his head off, but you could beat his ass. And some of those fatalities, babalities, and were weird. Yeah, some of them were corny. I agree, T. What up, T? I agree. I didn't know you weren't live. What I missed? Not much. We're well, you missed an hour of me, which is not. I wouldn't call that not much. I'd call that the most godly experience anybody could have for an hour. But anyways, some of them, yeah, they were cringy. It's like, man, you guys are really reaching. But then again, if you think about it, I did do that at some point. They had like 40 different characters to choose from. It's like, man, how the fuck? Let's think up 40 different ways to mutilate somebody in a violent way, and then let's think up 80 different ways to violently mutilate everybody, because everybody's got two, or maybe it was 120, or 3 different fatalities. Then let's add babyalities. Then let's add friendships. Like, man, you guys would have to make them corny at that point. What they should have did, I felt like, was have 10 core characters. Like, just these 10, the story revolves around them. Focus on them, their fighting style, their fatalities, and improve the quality of the game. Like, have throws that, they throw them and they hit the wall, and because the wall spikes came out at that time, but then they take extra damage, or have counterattacks, stuff like that, and make the fighting more real, or a counter fatality. Could you imagine a counter fatality, bro? Like, it would be hard to land it, but you would have to know your enemy's fatality, and you would have to put in that fatality while they're doing that fatality onto your character to ka-ching, initiate a counter fatality where he goes to kill the motherfucker, but then he fucking does a counter fatality on him and actually wins the whole match because he was able to guess this motherfucker's fatality, know the fatality, and use the right one at the right time. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, if you Mortal Kombat motherfuckers take my idea, I'll fucking come and get you. Better pay me, motherfucker. We skipped school to Play Halo. One connected to multiple. Dude, bro, divine reality. You're a rich dude. Fly to fucking Florida, bro. I'll play Halo with you. I don't live in a fucking mansion. You know, it's a little shitty, dumpy fucking trailer, but we'll have some fucking fun, motherfucker. Chris, how can I reach out about the game stuff? What do you mean reach out? How? You could talk to me on live. You could message me in emails. Jiffy Peanut Butter is my shit. JIFFYPNB@gmail.com. Email me. I always check my email every day when I first wake up. Even if I'm first waking up at 6 p.m., it doesn't matter. I check my email every day. I check my Discord every day. That's why I always say to people, add me on Discord, because I'm usually at my computer more than I'm at my phone. Like if you want to text me, I'm probably more likely to reply to Discord than I am to a text. I keep my phone in another bedroom, wrapped up in, right now it's in the same bedroom as me, it's wrapped up in aluminum foil. But I keep it away from me. I usually keep it in another room or a bathroom. I know that sounds paranoid. I don't care. That's the way it is. I agree with Monster. Ryu was probably the toughest to fight. I used to have issues with Chun-Li. I used to have issues fighting. So people that would get really good at Blanca or Chun-Li could always just give me trouble. Ryu or Ken were my characters of choice. And a really good Chun-Li and Blanca would just fucking annoy me. I don't know what it was about their stupid fighting styles, but they would always like counter my jump-ins and whoopsie, toasty. What was his shit? It was you hold block and press up, up. Or how would you do Scorpion's fatality? You would hold block or hold down. Or no, well, how would you do it? You would just stand in one spot, press up, up, and a button, and he would fucking toast the other dude. It was like one of the easiest. Scorpion's fatality was one of the easiest ones. One of the most boring ones. Sub-Zero's was forward, down, forward. One of the buttons, X, Y, whatever the game system you're playing. Forward, down, forward. And then you'd press some button and he would rip their fucking head off and their spine would be there. BEO Halo? Bro, Halo? Dude, I love Halo 1 was one of the greatest original multiplayer games you could play. I loved Halo. What was one of the other games? Dude, you know games I used to love that game too, but man, I mean, to get good at it, it wasn't super easy to play. It was fun. There was Star Fox. A lot of my friends liked 007 on N64. That was like the go-to game, but I never got into it. Counter fatality is hella smart. That reminds me of Techno Bowl in the defense picture play. I always loved counters in video games. I always thought it was cool to counter an attack. And I always thought, why didn't they ever add a counter fatality? Mortal Kombat and the losers who got fatality got to be free. Wait, it'd be awesome for your chat to do a Mortal Kombat and the losers who got fatality got to be free. Everybody would be lining up to be fatality then. Damn, I missed the video game talk. No, I'm sorry, Azrag. How you been, dude? King of Fighters was better than Street Fighter. Oh, I don't know about. Well, that was a good game. I love King of Fighters. I got to play that on Sega Channel. I had Sega Channel, bro. One of the most incredible things any kid could have ever asked for. It's like, and like I said, we weren't a wealthy family. We were poor. So if we got a Super Nintendo, it had already been out for 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So when we got the Sega Channel, though, that was popular at that time. It was like so fucking cool. I mean, could you guys imagine having 50 games to play every month for $15? 50 fucking games. That's the only reason, because I would beg my mom, Ma, can we please rent a game? Can we please rent a game? And renting a game was $5. And you'd have it for 2 days. You'd have to return it on the third day, or you have to pay another $5. You could keep it just for the extra fourth day because you're going to pay the extra $5 anyways. But She looked at it like goddamn, he gets 50 games for a whole month for like 3 game rents. It's worth it. So getting $15 a month out of my mom was like, I mean, that was a big deal. We weren't wealthy, but she did it, and we had that shit for months, bro. Like 3 months, 4 months. Greatest time of my life, bro. The greatest time of my life was me not being in reality, actually. I was one of the original VR humans. It just wasn't advanced yet. But yeah, I sure did love all those games. That game where like you're in a comic book. It was like a side scroller, beat 'em up type game, kind of like Shinobi or what was the other one? Ninja Gaiden type shit. But you were in a comic book. The graphics were amazing for the time. It was very colorful. You'd like rip from one page to another. You're like in this sewer with like acid sewer and fucking beating up shit. It was really cool. There was another game where the kid would wear masks and his powers would change. I mean, there were so many great games back then during that era. I still have my 64. What? 007 GoldenEye was the OG, bro. Divine, you would own me on that shit, bro. I sucked at it. Mario Kart Battle Mode, bro. That's my shit, dude. Wait, Mario Kart Battle Mode? What's that? That's where you're competing against your buddies, right? And throwing the fucking shells and laying down the bananas and fucking them up. I love Mario Kart, bro. I never played the later ones, though. I'm pretty sure they made later ones after the Super Nintendo one, but we used to go to the store and rent video games. What the fuck? Isn't that crazy? Dude, I used to walk. I used to walk like almost 5 miles to rent a video game or rent like one of those original UFCs. I loved it. Like the old original UFCs where they had like a big giant like sumo dude fighting some dude that's like 160 soaking wet. Just like, I thought it was really cool. And my brothers all loved fighting. They were all into like martial arts movies and shit. So when I would get back home, and I mean, they would love it when I would run a game too. But when I'd get back home, I'd be like, guys, I rented a fucking UFC. They'd be like, let's watch it, dude. Be like, UFC 3. Watch this poor bastard get his fucking head bashed in 72 times by an elbow because I don't know why they didn't stop fights after they were over back then. But I remember watching this dude punch another dude right in his balls like several times, punched him in his dick hard like several times, and nobody stopped it. Just it was like it was okay. My friend loved Halo 3. Spend years playing it. Halo 3. So which one was it where they came in with some epic music, bro? I think they all had epic music. I remember Halo 1 was like an experience, bro. Halo, I was 17. I had my first real job. I was getting a real paycheck every week. And I went and bought an Xbox when they launched, bro. That was the first game system that I bought when it launched. And obviously I had Halo. So I played Halo the day that it launched. I mean, you want to talk about an experience, bro? Watching my little brother light up the way he did, like when he seen it. Those were the days for me. Blockbuster. Yeah, I used to love Blockbuster. I recently saw a video of Dana White promoting robot fighters. I seen a video of him sort of pushing one around and like punching it and kicking it. Last time I went to the library, there were video games you could check out. Oh yeah, that's what it's going to end up being, Kyung. It's going to end up being human-like robots and actual humans wearing basically a suit where the robot, they're going to be in a VR fighting, but it's the robots that are going to be taking the damage. It's going to be future fighting sports. So fighters don't take CTE damage, brain damage over time. They're going to use robots that can actually measure it was hit in this spot with, 300 pounds of force. This dude's knocked out type shit. It's going to go off metrics, but it's going to be to stop people from getting actual broken bones and concussions. And then they'll legalize everything. And you actually see people really doing a Brazilian finishing move instead of just extending the joint to get them to tap. You're going to see them rip that arm off. It's going to be really cool. Chris is promoting androids and they're going to take us over and kill us all. Okay, and what? What are you going to do about it? Last time I went to the library, there were video games you could check out. Times changed. What? Oh, that's true. I did actually remember that. I remember being in a library on my way out and seeing that they had those old gamer magazines with the fucking discs in them. I was like, what the fuck? You can rent a gamer magazine? I didn't know the library did that. I'd have had a library card fucking 10 years ago. Two robot fighters fighting each other? Really? Robot fighting is super gay. It is at the moment, but it's going to get interesting. When they really look like fluid moving humans and not fucking like battle bots. Right now, they're just too clunky with our own music mixed with the game effects. Wait, system links with our own music mixed with the game effects. So awesome. Oh, dude. When they had Xbox where it had its hard drive and a lot of games, Forza. Wasn't it Forza? Or no, was it Forza? No. There was another racing game on Xbox that came out that was really fun, and you could play your own music. Bro, that was just so amazing. Like, wait a sec, dude. I'm listening to my fucking music on the video game I'm playing. This is unbelievable. Dude, what was that game that came out on? Was that Xbox? Yeah, that was Xbox. That just, or no, Dreamcast. And it just had like the most amazing water effects I ever seen in a video game. It was a driving game, but really the water effects in it were done so well that that's almost what it became about. It was like driving near the water. It just looked so good. It was unbelievable how good they did the water in that game. But video games you could check out. That's crazy. So it will be like real life Power Rangers. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And that's what soldiers are going to end up being. They're going to be VR characters. Why would you send in a real soldier if we could create an android that jumps 20 feet in the air? Like for him, from his perspective, he's playing a dope ass video game where his guns are literally built into his eyes. Why would you send in a real human? Send in the android. The android can jump super high, run. It can cling to the side of a building, climb up the side of a building. It can shoot fucking rockets out of its shoulder mounted guns. Yeah, soldiers are going to be androids eventually. They probably already are. I mean, who knows what's going on in this fucking reality? I don't go out and look around. I don't go into these underground military bases and look at what they're building. Before multiplayer games, we played Doom 2 over telephone lines on our PCs, cutting edge. Dude, do you remember being in school playing fucking, what was that? Doom. Was that Doom? Or no, Wolfenstein. Oh my God, that game was terrible, but amazing. In the GTA games, you could listen to your own playlist. In Grand Theft Auto? Oh, yeah. But in the later ones, yeah, like Grand Theft Auto 3, 4, or whatever. The original GTAs, I played the original Grand Theft Auto, was like a top-down game. It was hard to drive fast on that motherfucker because you really just couldn't see that far, you know? You'd get in that little Stinger car, but you're like, woo, you start hauling ass. That motherfucker had amazing acceleration on it, but it was top down. So even when you sped up and the screen got bigger, you still can only see so far. You're going 100 miles per hour, you just run into shit. It was a very fun game, though. Even though the original GTAs were garbage, they were fucking super fun, which makes them not garbage, but you know what I'm saying. Ever get pissed when a game would cut off at times that you needed to blow on the darn tape? Yes. That's what we used to do. We would take our shirts and rub that like computer chip thing and then put it back in there. Somebody go get an alcohol wipe and wipe the fucking computer chip thing, stick it in there. They'd open up the thing in the fucking, we'd open up the thing in the fucking system and blow that motherfucker out. This was before Duster existed. This is when a Duster came out of human lungs. Fucking dude, you know what pissed me off, bro? Them motherfuckers that would rent a fucking movie at Blockbuster and never rewind it. You motherfuckers got me so many times. I hate you bastards. I'd have to sit there and rewind the fucking movie, and you'd leave it at the end. You'd leave it at the end at a part that spoils it too, you motherfuckers. You did it that way every time, you little cocksuckers. Sorry, guys. Anyways, I hated those bastards. Motherfuckers never rewound it, and they would purposefully leave the movie at the end of the movie where you'd see some shit you didn't want to see if you were just renting the movie for the first time. Fucking cocksuckers. Anyways, you guys remember the Jerky Boys? The fucking they used to. Do you guys even remember prank calls? Call somebody up, bro. I think they pranked me. I remember prank calling somebody and asking for D's, and the lady was actually like, "Hold on, honey, I'll get her." And actually went and got somebody, and somebody else got on the phone. They were like, "Hello," and I just hung up because I didn't know what to say or whatever. But I think they were trolling me. Virtual Fighter, Crazy Cab. Oh, dude, Crazy Cab was a fun game. Virtual Fighter, bro. Divine Reality. So I told that story. My father bought me 32X. Again, probably like 4 years after it launched, but the game that came with it was Virtual Fighter, bro. I spent many an hour beating the fuck out of people on Virtual Fighter. Bro, Dreamcast was on. Dreamcast was one of my favorite systems. Probably my favorite. Well, so many. I could tell you a million games on PS1 and PS2 that were just incredible. Blah blah blah. But Dreamcast was very innovative. I just loved Dreamcast. It was just one of my favorite systems. Cool to chill Sith you. To chill Sith me? What's that mean? To just chill and sit with me? I agree, Azrag. Y'all remember weird game systems like Jaguar or Panasonic 3DO? Yeah, some kid that lived down the road from us had a 3DO, and that's all I knew about him. That's all I knew. Oh, dude, whatever his name was, Billy, Jason, Michael. Michael's got a fucking 3DO. I was like, really? Like, yeah, his grandma bought him one. He's so lucky. And it was like expensive back then, dude. Back then, that was like the equivalent of somebody nowadays having some $10,000 virtual reality rig where they like put on the helmet and they're like being elevated and suspended in space to run around type shit. It was like, what? He's got one of those. Oh my God. Did I play Counter-Strike? Of course I played Counter-Strike. Not religiously like a lot of people did. I got more into that Star Wars game. There was a Star Wars game that was sort of popular around the same time that was very skill-based. Like you had to fuck people up properly. You had to know how to use footwork and slash them from the side and behind, and you had to use your powers at the right time to knock them off the platforms. It was really fun. I got more into that game. GTA was dope, but I enjoyed free play and blowing stuff up. Fuck yeah, me too. Or Team Fortress Classic. Never played that too much. GTA 1. I loved running over the cops. Yeah, me too. Big blood spots. Then smear them with my tires. Oh, Zane, I would do that too. I would actually back up over them. You'd actually hear like the little splurt sound like, fuck you, cop. Quit sweating me, man. I'm going to kill you. Be kind and rewind. There would be a sticker on the VHS. Yes, there would. And a lot of people would read that and go, well, so what we call online trolls today, they existed back then. They just trolled in different ways. And one of them was to fuck up your Blockbuster experience by not only not rewinding your tape, but purposefully leaving it on a spoiler. So I would actually put the tapes in, put it on rewind, but a lot of times you would still see shit because, so at least with all the VCRs we had, when you'd put a VHS tape in that motherfucker, it would come up on the screen. So even if you press rewind, you'd still see it. It'd just be on the screen rewinding, and there'd be like lines. It's like rewinding. So you're still seeing the movie. So when even just them not rewinding it was kind of fucked up. You'd have to like turn away and rewind it. Don't look at the screen. We would actually say it. Don't look at the TV. I'm rewinding it. Because one of these dickheads fucking wouldn't rewind it, the motherfuckers. We'd open up the consoles and control. Oh, dude, they were hilarious. I thought they were hilarious, Divine. I remember that movie. Yeah, I remember Jigboy. They'd call up dudes and threaten them. Hey, I'll come down there right now and bust your fucking head open. Oh, yeah, buddy. Why don't you come on down to the shop then? They'd be, oh, yeah, you think you're a big tough guy, don't you? They just sit there and talk to people. They literally call businesses and threaten to fuck them up. And people would get mad. Oh, yeah, buddy. You know who you're playing with? I'll fucking rip your fucking head off. They'd be like, fuck you, buddy. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. It was like the original trolls were fucking prank callers. That's what I'm saying. Trolls always existed. They always existed. They just came in different versions based on the level of technology at the time. Jerky Boys, my favorite prank caller was the Italian. Dude, they were all funny. They were all funny, bro. K3 was like $65 when it came out in the 90s. I got mine for free and 99. Dude, you're lucky, bro. Look at you. And you're showing off too with your little happy faces. Don't want to see how happy you are in the vine. We hate you because you got that. That's awesome, dude. It's fucking dope, isn't it? The good old days. We can all reminisce. And maybe that's what death will be. I'll see a kid walk up to me in my little teenage realm. And I'll be like, who are you? And be like, Chris, you remember Monster on your streams? I'm like, yeah. Like, this is me as a kid, bro. Let's go play Street Fighter. I'm going to fuck you up. I'll be like, what the hell? And we ride our bikes to my place and in the little astral realm, and we'll sit there and be like, Monster probably beat me up a couple times, you know. We are back. What up, bro? Remember the Indian accent? You'll kick my dog. Dude, the fucking one of the funniest ones I ever seen was just one dude. He did one prank call. It wasn't like a thing, but he called up a hotel and he was using like an Indian accent. And dude, that Frank Rizzo's the one that I thought was hilarious. Divine Reality was Frank fucking Rizzo. That's the one. I was waiting for somebody to say the name, Frank Rizzo. He always wanted to bust somebody's fucking head open. He was hilarious. You kick my dog. You kick my dog. I seen somebody prank a fucking hotel once as an Indian guy, and dude, he had the guy on the phone cracking up. Even the dude on the phone was like, dude, I gotta go. I just can't. He's like, please stay on fun. He's like, you are, but I gotta go. I mean, that's only coffee number 3 today with no food in my belly. Let's just see how much stomach acid we can produce with nothing to break down. You can still use those pranks. Oh, yeah, they have the soundboards. The soundboards for those. And Arnold, who is your daddy and what does he do? Who are you? Get to the chopper. You guys remember that? They had soundboards, bro. I'm from the OG shit. I'm so OG, bro. How far back do I go? I go back to Pong. I mean, I don't know how long before I played Pong and Pitfall. Pitfall was the one where you'd swing over the alligators. I don't know how long they were out before I played them, but I played OG shit. And there were video games that came out even before I played them that were on old computers, like computers back in the 80s and shit. I remember we had one video game that was on a floppy disk, but not a floppy disk like this big. It was on a floppy disk that was like that big. And you take it and you slide it into the computer. It was like, whoosh. And dude, shit was built heavy duty back then. Like shit would lock in and it would whoosh, lock in. And then you'd play Wheel of Fortune or Jeopardy. It was one of those. It was a Wheel of Fortune or Jeopardy video game, basically a quiz game. But there was a funny animation where the dude, if he got the question wrong, he'd actually get mad and flick off the camera, which was so crazy to me as a kid. Again, on one of some OG fucking video game. The shit I'm talking about probably even came out before Oregon Trail. I loved Oregon Trail. Oregon Trail was the first role-playing game you could say that I played. I'm in such a depressed mood, man. It's all boring. The news, I couldn't care less what's going on in this world. How can people be so attached with life? They don't have a choice, Brooke. They either get attached to what they're presented or become depressed and miserable and hate everything like we do. I mean, there's really not too many choices in this reality. Live in a mental happy delusion or be depressed and miserable. Fucking Oregon Trail. Dude, I used to love Oregon Trail, bro. Love that game. So I would go into the library and, dude, looking back now that I think about it, that librarian was a sweetheart because so I'm pretty sure I still hold the world record at what was that school? I broke the record in that school or whatever for getting the most referrals in 1 year. I think I got like 87 or something. So, but everybody in that school knew that I was trouble. I was a troubled kid. But I would go in and I would go into the library and I would walk past and she would see me. She would make eye contact with me, but she wouldn't notify anybody to come and get me. And I would sit there for 2 hours playing fucking Oregon Trail. And I hated school. And looking back, man, she was a sweetheart. And I don't know why she did that for me. Maybe she knew that I was probably troubled for a reason. Like a lot of people look at troubled kids and are instantly annoyed with them, but don't really like that kid's troubled for a reason. He's probably abused or tormented or something's wrong at home. But she understood me, I guess. Isn't that cool? And she let me. She wouldn't snitch me out, call in Mr. Guarneri to come and get me. I still remember all these motherfuckers' names, bro. Officer Guarneri. They'd always send him to come and get me up when I was doing some fucked up shit. What are you doing out here, Chris? Aren't you supposed to be in class? I'd be like, fuck you. I'd go out back and smoke cigarettes or whatever. Officer Guarneri would be like, I see you chewing that gum like a damn cow. Why are you trying to get the smell of that cigarette smoke off your breath? And I tell him yes. Like I was a weird trouble kid. I was the most honest troublemaker you would ever meet in your life. Because I wouldn't lie. If somebody asked me something, even a cop, I would tell them the truth. I'm like, yeah, I did. Like I just didn't give up. I'm a weird person. I mean, looking back, anyways, I was young, you know. Why do girls not like playing Call of Duty with other players? What do you mean, really? I didn't even know girls played too many. So I've run into girl gamers on like World of Warcraft, stuff like that. But first-person shooters, I don't think I ran into too many female gamers when I would play them. I'm not a fan of first-person shooters. Them kids are too good, bro. Cannabis helps. It sure does. It pissed me off when my family croaked in that game. Yeah, dude. When anybody croaked, especially like what I thought was corny was like when you would start a brand new game and the first fucking thing that happens is like somebody that's super important dies. Like, oh, Bill's fucking leg got amputated because it got infected and he's bleeding out and needs medicine. It's like, dude, I'm on my first turn. I haven't even started moving anywhere and this motherfucker needs medicine already? What the fuck? Oh, dude, I smoked my whole life. I smoked cigarettes. I started smoking cigarettes when I was 13. And a lot of people will say, I started smoking when I was, 13, 14, or 15. They didn't start. They might have smoked a cigarette every once in a while when they were 13, 14. No, I started smoking a pack a day since I was 13 because, well, my mother would buy my cigarettes for me. She said, I know that if I don't buy them, you'll steal them. And she was right. She was absolutely right. I used to steal Camels because those were the only cigarettes they would actually put up front that you could grab. And I would grab a pack while I was standing there getting a candy bar or whatever, take a pack out and put it in my fucking belt loop and walk out. I did almost every day. I was a little thieving bastard, but again, I lived in a poor family. We had a lot of issues, a lot of abuse and violence, and I kind of feel bad. I'm probably going to end up wrapping this one up, guys. I kind of feel bad for my nephew. He's 15 years old and already seen The Matrix and is a sad kid. His brain still can't see. This is actually something. I'm going to finish this, but this is actually something I did want to talk about. Already The Matrix. So I'm glad you said this. He's a sad kid. His brain still can't see the whole picture, so he still be naive, silly, innocent, which is good. Started smoking at 4 or 5 and blazing at 10. Burning now. Aye, 4 or 5. Golly, I've never heard anybody start smoking at that fucking young. Jesus. Blazing at 10. Like I had some friends that started smoking weed at 10 or whatever, but I didn't start smoking weed till I was 13 or 14. 13 or 14 or 14 maybe. Oh no, maybe I started smoking younger, cigarettes younger than 13. Actually, maybe it was 12. Actually, I don't know, but then smoking crack at 15. Oh my god, you were smoking crack, bro? Who was smoking crack? Divine Reality? You're smoking crack, bro? I don't know. I came up in that era where like crackheads were kind of seen as like the most lowest drug addict. He's trolling. Of course, Jesus fucking Christ, I'm over here taking this shit serious. Crackhead was actually almost like a go-to term to describe someone that's just totally fucked up. Like you'd say, bitch, you're a motherfucking crackhead. Like you would actually use crack as crack or crackhead as a descriptor of being a fucking nobody, loser, piece of shit, basically. I grew up in that era and I seen crackheads. Like I seen plenty of crackheads in my time. And so I had a clear indicator to stay the fuck away from what I call dirty drugs. I have no issue with drugs. I have no issue with marijuana. I actually don't even have an issue. I have more of an issue with pharmaceutical drugs, but I actually don't have an issue with things like Percocets or Vicodins or whatever. Like if you're taking them and you need them and they help, use them. But I don't have an issue with any drugs unless they're super addictive, like crack, heroin, meth, fentanyl. All these drugs are super addictive, destroy your body totally fuck your body up. Even worse than alcohol. I do legal meth. Oh my God, Monster. What's it called? Legal meth? What's that called? Oh my God, Ric Flair, dude. You know what? I always said one day a professional wrestler that I used to watch is going to show up to my stream, and you fucking did it first, baby. Woo! Woo! Hey, Chris, this place is a death realm. I know. Just for the fact you can't avoid killing bugs. We all stepped on bugs. I kill bugs all the time by accident. I scratched my head the other day to see a dead bug. Adderall. Oh, Adderall? Oh, then even I've done meth. I took Adderall one time to see how it affected me. And it actually did sort of calm down the sporadic nature of my mind and made me focus better, calmer. But I also heard that if you use it enough, it numbs you to feeling. It sort of makes you like a dry, angry type of person. Like it sort of makes you dry and angry over time. It's 7 a.m. and I just woke up depressed as fuck. Can't even cope with sleep because life's painful. Might get drunk tonight. I'm sorry, Brooke. Life's tough. It's literally, life is actually a nightmare. I mean, it's literally the most dreadful experience you could imagine almost. I mean, this place is literally like a nightmare. And we're all just kind of, thrown into it, and everybody's got their little story to deal with it. But like, it's still, the nightmare's still there. Adderall, one molecule. Oh shit! Then I've even done fucking meth. Jesus Christ! Woo! Fuck yeah, baby! I feel bad for Ric Flair, bro. He's about to go, man. Hulk's gone. Rick's old too, and I heard Rick was even like more of a drinker than all of them. I heard he was even more partier than all of them were. Dude, I actually think Hulk lived a long time. That motherfucker had great genetics because that dude's been on steroids since he was in his 20s. And he's a big guy. Like usually, just in general, bigger or larger guys don't live that long. In general, guys that take steroids for extended periods of time don't live that long. He actually lived a very long time, I think. And I don't know, somebody was saying that even his death didn't have to happen, that somebody botched some shit at the fucking hospital. They fucked up and did some shit wrong. Divine reality must be trolling to claim you smoke cigs at less than 5 years old. That is totally unbelievable. Yeah, I don't, at 5 years old, it's like, that's fucking crazy, bro. 4 or 5. But you know what? I will say this. I've been around some pretty grimy types of individuals, like poverty type people. And I've seen in my day 5 or 6 years. So the first time I smoked a cigarette, I was 5 or I was 6 and my brother Dean was 7. So again, it may happen, but you're not like a pack a day at 5 years old. That's just silly. Nobody in reality ever did that. But I still remember me and my brother Dean running out back He's like, follow me. And we ran and we jumped down into this hole we dug. It was like an 8-foot hole too. And we had boards over it. And we would jump down in there just because, I don't know, being in a dug hole's a place to be when you're a kid. And he pulls out the pack and he's like, look. And he's like, let's do it. And he lit it and he took a drag and started choking and coughing. And then he handed it to me and I took a drag and started fucking, I almost died, bro. I mean, that shit was crucial, bro. That when I first inhaled my first cigarette smoke, I was like, I mean, that shit almost killed my ass, bro. Said, Woo and Rick appeared. He's right. We deleted stuff without trying. We must be hard. There must be hard being a Hindu living in Florida with all the bugs you might kill. Oh, yeah, dude. There's bugs everywhere. Adderall makes me horny, but at the same time, limp. Really? Horny and limp? What the fuck? How's that work? I have the opposite issue. Getting an erection is not an issue. It's finding the damn horniness is my issue. It's like, man, where are you at? Come back, motherfucker. I want to clap some cheeks up in this hood. It's true. I'm not the only one. I've seen vids here on YouTube of children smoking. Oh yeah, dude. I've seen grown-ups giving beer or cigarettes or even weed hits to fucking kids, in some of the circles, some of the bikers and shit that I used to hang around when I was a kid, like they'd get a kick out of it. Come on, hey buddy, get over here, like some 6-year-old. Hey, take a sip of this. And he'd sip it and he'd say, and then all the adults would laugh. Oh yeah. Like for real. My delusional world, kids under 8 don't smoke. We pretty much kill bugs all the time by accident so hard. Yeah, it's impossible not to. You can't drive your car from your house to your neighbor's house in Florida without killing 15 bugs somehow. Making me think we're all killers, and for what? Do you not appreciate life? I don't think it's life. I think they're auto-generated. I think insects are like NPC characters in a simulation that are auto-generated. Once the number reaches a certain level, it will spawn in millions of them to get back to its set level of NPC crickets or squirrels or duck-billed platypuses. We're all sort of vampire. Daily, we have to consume entities to fuel our avatars. Zoloft killed my libido but cured my anxiety. Fair trade-off. I didn't even know you had anxiety, Matt. You never really... Did you ever talk to me about your anxiety? You never told me about anxiety. Laugh my ass off at the biker story. Yeah, I grew up around some savages, bro. Like straight up savages. Like, I don't know if people think that like I'm saying some shit like that and I'm just like being cute or trying to look cool. Like I'm the most honest, realist dude you'll ever meet. I guarantee you that. I have no shame. Well, I mean, I have some shame. I don't want to be like thought of as something I'm not or anything like that. But you know what I'm saying. Like I'm just a real motherfucker. If I say I grew up around some savages, imagine savages. Like I don't know if these bikers were actually killing people, right? Like, I don't know if they were Sons of Anarchy actually catching. Well, I do know of one guy that disappeared after punching one of them. I do know about that. But I don't know if they were actually out there catching bodies. For all I know, that dude's dad left town. I don't know if he actually ended up in a fucking hole somewhere. But I don't know if they were catching bodies and shit. But they were pretty savage. Like, in their band, they were savages, bro. We're all sort of vampire daily. We consume entities to fuel our avatars. Yep. And to just die at the end of the day, too. That's what's interesting. And it's sad. I hate to say this. A lot of people aren't going to like this, but whoever created this reality is a savage. I think that's why I have to consume blood. Like, I have to eat burgers that are rare. I have to eat like the London broil, the most rare that they can get it. I have to eat blood to rejuvenate and feel good and young. And they're removing all of that out of the food. It's actually hard to find rare meat nowadays that isn't weird 3D printed, bizarre, stretchy plastic meat. So I'll kill my libido. That sucks. So if you stop taking Zoloft, Matt, does your libido come back? In my opinion, laughing at the biker story. I could tell a bunch of stories about the bikers, but simulants definitely get the horny level up, which is also boring. They were cool. They would just every once in a while they might ask a weird question or say like something crazy that just didn't mean it, but they thought it was funny. Never had anxiety, kind of just came out of nowhere. Therapy had zero effect, so it's like most likely endocrine. So never had anxiety. Yeah, it's chemicals then. Yeah, it's chemicals. They would say vile shit, and they thought it was funny. I mean, when you're a kid, you ask adults questions, and man, asking them questions was a bad idea. And they didn't have a filter, and they didn't give a fuck about me going home and maybe saying some shit they said. They didn't care. Like, yeah, I don't know, don't say that in front of the kid thing didn't exist with them. Like, they would answer questions in a vile, but they were cool. They never hurt me. They never fucking bullied me. As a matter of fact, if somebody started bullying me in front of them, they probably would have attacked them. They were really cool. They were really cool to me. I was a little ass kid. I'm talking like 5, 6, 7 years old, around that age, hanging out with bikers. And they're partying and shit. It's like strobe lights, black lights. They had like all the big old fucking speakers and shit. They'd be playing like fucking Enter Sandman, and I mean they'd just be playing some amazing Black Sabbath. They'd be playing all like the best rock, Guns N' Roses, fucking all day, dude. Every night they were partying over there, drinking beers, and I loved going over the biker's house. It was always fun. Maybe hop on antidepressants just to go zombie mode. Fuck that. Zombie mode sucks. I can actually do naturally with detachment what antidepressants do to people. And I gotta tell you, dude, being that detached, being in zombie mode is not enjoyable. I'll say it, if all you do is struggle and misery, zombie mode's more enjoyable than that. But if you have any enjoyment in your life, zombie mode also removes the enjoyment too. Definitely feel like bugs are spawned in. They show a number so quick. They'll show like, look at this. They show those events all the time where, look, 1 trillion cicadas met. Oh, it's biblical what's happening here. It's like, no, the simulation just loaded in 1 trillion cicadas. And then some scientists come in and say they must have a mating call that travels hundreds of miles with the vibration of their pituitary gland thing. Shut the fuck up, bitch. They got loaded in. Shut up. They don't have telephones. Cicadas don't have cell phones, and no, they don't have a call that you just made up out of nowhere that goes hundreds of miles. They just got loaded in. Yeah, most likely. Yeah, it's chemicals. I have medical depression too, Matt. I mean, I don't know what to do with that. I'm not taking no medication. I especially ain't taking some fucking conveyor belt medication. I smoke my weed and cope the best that I can. But some days I wake up and I can't get out of bed, bro. I literally don't even have the energy to get out of bed. Other days I wake up and I'm almost like jolly to be alive. I have no control over my state of being. So I sort of just cope and get by the best I can. Like a prisoner doing his bid. Bikers are often nice. Bikers are humans. A lot of them have issues because they grew up in poor or violent households, and they do the best they can. But I think the majority of us, not all of us, I think the majority of us start out pretty good essence, and this realm starts to tear that down after time. And you see a biker all tatted up and he looks tough and big beard and he don't let nobody disrespect him. What you're actually seeing is a very badly hurt child essence. That's what you're actually seeing, is a child that's been hurt a lot and now has walls of tough guyness to scare that away from ever happening again. Really, they're just hurt people. Bugs do seem spawn. Like, how the hell did that get in this room? Oh yeah, they spawn in. I'm telling you, bro. A fucking bat spawned in my home office one night and seemed to disappear overnight. What, the bat? Bro, I'm in Florida, so I get little moss or fruit flies and shit all the time. Once in a while, the random, cockroach or bug here or there. But um, a bat, if I came in my house, there was a fucking bat in this bitch, I'd be grabbing my shotgun. Like, what the fuck's that thing doing in here? Oh my God, motherfucker came to get you, bro. Don't take antidepressants. They really do damage the brain. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Go watch Dr. Marzinski. He'll tell you 90% of these brain altering drugs shrink the brain. Literally shrink the brain. Literally shrink your fucking brain. I don't know how much more. Like that's a big statement, and you should take it serious. You are appreciated, bro. Thank you, Divine. I appreciate you too, bro. Iced Earth, life and death. The world kind of feels like some end captor. Even normies feel it. Dude, I'm telling you, they may say I've got 1,500 subscribers or whatever, bro. A lot of people watch my content. That seeps into their content. Their content seeps into other people. This message is spreading, and I am making an impact. I don't get to see it, though. That's the only thing is I don't get the fruits of my labor, you could say, which sucks. It sucks. It absolutely sucks not being appreciated for what you do or for what you learn or for what you spread or for what you discover. But it's fine. I'm going to do it anyways. It is what it is. You better off drinking than taking those drugs. Yeah, I would say in the pecking order, you're probably better off drinking than taking psychological drugs, and you're probably better off smoking than drinking. Yeah, smoking is probably I think one of the healthier copes, honestly. I mean, alcohol really does a number on your liver. It just Coke equals the drug over the devil. Really? What up, Cosme? I thought you were already here, Cosme. What up, dude? Weren't you already in here? Am I tripping? Wasn't Cosme already in this stream? I thought you were already here, dude. I was playing your videos from my cars, and there's some people heard you. That's weird for me to think that. Like, one of the things so I crack jokes all the time, and I love to make people laugh or smile. And again, I don't get the fruits of my labor. I think I make people laugh. Actually, I know I do. I've heard them in some cases, but in those cases where the only me getting back was hearing somebody laugh at the way I talked or something I said and laughing and thinking it's funny. That's amazing. That. If I got to see that all the time, it would make everything I do online worth it. But I don't get to see it. I know I make people laugh, but I just don't get to see it. There was one time where I was in Discord and Loon had left an audio, and I got to hear her laughing at the way I talk or whatever, and that made my day. So I wish I could see people laughing. And hey, Chris, I found you from Eric Dubay. Thank God somebody. I mean, it's got like 20,000 plus views. Somebody should have found me from there. God, Lee, how could 20,000 people watch that video and like none of them like me? God, Lee, man, my motherfuckers must have just been like, "Oh my God, did you see his teeth? His teeth are bad. I'm running." Like, God damn, I must be just the most unluckiest dude in the world or something. I'm glad you found me, Kyle. I hope you enjoy the content. It's very depressing and miserable sometimes, but I'm brutally honest. Mushrooms. I think mushrooms are good. I'm not a fan of them. The high, the way my chemical makeup is, when I do them, it's not an enjoyable experience. But they're natural. They're not addictive. I hear amazing things from tons of different people about them. People that microdose. They need them to a degree. That, like what you would say, instead of taking a pharmaceutical pill every day, they take a little piece of a mushroom every day. If that makes them feel normal or happy or content, or even if it's just a 5% boost to their mood, kudos to them. Kudos to you. Do it. Mega dose if it makes you feel good. I don't give a fuck. It's not addictive. I was back. It's not going to shrink your brain. It's not going to destroy your liver. It's not going to give you a heart failure, like one of the other main copes in this reality, which is food. Again, a very unhealthy cope. People overeat for their dopamine fix, and that's one of the worst ones, man. That's almost worse than alcohol. The food cope, I would say, is worse than alcohol. Dude, I've seen skinny alcoholics live into their fucking late 60s. I haven't seen gluttonous overeaters live into their late 60s that often. So maybe the fucking alcohol actually is better than overeating. I mean, I don't know. Overeating is one of the most unhealthy copes. Please don't do that. Yeah, I saw the Eric Dubé video first. Hell yeah. Grow your own basil plant and put it in your dinner. It can help with depression. Really? Basil? I see those little basil plants all the time. Maybe I'll grab one. Why do I got to grow my own one, Zane? I can't get one that's already grown? Dude, I always wondered, is there information in our urine that the plants would pick up through the soil and produce in the fruit? Like, is that why all fruits and farms are sort of like kept away from us? Because everything in the reality is done for a reason. Anyways, I started to read out loud the Bible just of boredom to improve my speaking skills. I feel over the years I got dumber because I went silent, like social skills. Hearing my voice feels off. Really? Give me that dopamine. Put it in my nucleus accumbens. Okay. I don't know what the hell a nucleus accumbens is. I'm sure there's a reason you said that. I'll take it wherever you want to put it. It feels good. I know that. My brain produces it, but instead, my brain wants me to wake up in a depressed mood chemically. Isn't that weird? Why isn't my brain on my team? Why isn't he like, hey, Chris, I know you're struggling. I can feel your depression. As a matter of fact, I'm the one creating it. Here's some dopamine. I love you, Chris. Ooh. And I'm like, ooh, I'm just happy all of a sudden. Wouldn't that be cool? Holy basil is amazing. I don't know if I've ever had holy basil. So how do you do that? Do you grow that in holy water? How do you get holy basil? Do I have to go to a church and get a priest to bless the basil? You can get one of those basil plants from the store, but put it into a larger pot so it grows bigger. You need a good amount per day for it to work. What? Basil cures depression. You know what? I'm going to test this, Zane. I'm going to actually test this. And you're going to get my real opinion. Did you hear what I said, Zane? I'm coming to get you. You've tested my scientific approach. Now I have to eat basil, you motherfucker. Hey, wait, how big of a pot? Like a big one? Like a pot I could sit in type shit? How big do these motherfuckers? Let me look it up. Basil, large basil plant. Okay. Yeah, 2 feet. 2 feet. It's about this tall. About that tall. 2 feet tall, about 24 inches, but they can get pretty damn bushy. So you need a pot about this big. I'll get one of them. Growing out some motherfucking basil. Should I get holy basil? Beaver, should I get holy basil? Dopamine. Every organ tries to keep you alive, but the brain wants you dead. I wouldn't say the brain wants you dead. It wants you alive and struggling, suffering. The brain is a tool that works against us. I was saying that years ago with the addiction thing. The addiction thing, it's all bullshit what they say. It's literally excuses to explain away that's just what the brain does to torment us. You could say what the human experience does to torment us. The brain's just a tool in the human experience used against us. But you know what I'm saying. All right, I'm probably going to wrap this one up, guys. My derealization has been going crazy. Really caused me. Let me know what's going on. Now grow a holy opium plant. Opium, motherfucker. Afghani style shit. Yeah, my luck. Hey guys, look at my beautiful little plant. And fucking FBI shows up. Sir, that's a third-degree felony. Give me your little fucking Afghani cactus. Or whatever the fuck it is. At some point, the brain tells you just to exit. Does it? Sometimes I mock my depression and it helps. Good night, y'all. All right, guys. I'm going to wrap this one up. Thank you guys for coming around. Thank you guys for always supporting me. Thank you guys for all. I always get the most thumbs up because everybody loves me more than every other truther. I'm secretly everybody's favorite channel on YouTube. It's the truth. Everybody tells me, and I know it. And I love you guys. And holy basil. Okay, so I'll get that. I'll get some holy basil. I'll order some holy basil in a big pot and some fucking soil. All right, guys. I love you guys. Peace out, home slices.